half of that show at some point, or?
Well, I'll be with one half of that show at some point this weekend.
We'll get to that later.
Probably why one half of this show won't be with one half of that show because you're flip-flopping all the time.
So I don't like the whole thing of Kyrie shouldn't have his jersey retired. Well, I don't know. It's one of the greatest shots in NBA history, and they won a championship, and he was a pivotal part of that championship. What the hell? Why not? Why not? Kevin Love shouldn't have his jersey retired. I don't know. It's a pretty big moment, pretty big part of that. Like, I hate being stick in the mud about that. Now, I will tell you, Nate Thurman was a legend. He wasn't a legend here. And when they retired his jersey, they had no idea who LeBron James and any of those other guys ever were, or if they even were existed yet by the time they retired his jersey. So I think that there's a few of them that you could say, yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. When it comes to just sports in general, I don't have a problem with retiring Nick Chubb's jersey, just like I wouldn't have a problem with retiring Bernie Kosar's jersey. The jersey retirements and Hall of Fames are for the fans. If that's what the fans want, then that's what the fans are going to get. That's what the fans should get. But they ain't going to get it. And he ain't getting his jersey retired because the NFL don't want that. Do you think that right now Nick Chubb's going to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
Do you over there think that Nick Chubb's going to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
Then he ain't getting his jersey retired. It's as simple as that.
I'm going to read
Sorry, guys. Don't call me the bastard you want to call me. I hate to be delivering you the bad news.
That's fine. I asked you.
I'd love to hear what
Somebody had to give the bad news.
I asked Ken his opinion. He delivered it. It did surprise me. Now, I want to read something that I was able to unearth. Lots of digging by somebody that I know and love and somebody who I think has a lot of influence, somebody whose opinion I truly do cherish. Quote, he was the best. In 38 years, he was the best.
He was. He was the best I saw in 38 years.
That was Ken Carmen.
The other guys I saw in 30.
And that is a guy.
This is easy.
I'd
It's
like
easy.
to think you would retire his.
He
What
was
other
a good
Browns
guy.
He was the best Browns running back I've seen in 38 years. None of the other guys are in the Hall of Fame. The guy who is the legend of all time at the position, I never got to see play. I saw him in Mars Attacks. I saw him in the Dirty Dozen.
Mm-hmm.
I will say from those performances, he shouldn't have won an Oscar. I will say from Nick Chubb's performances, he was a great player. I know he will not get elected to the Hall of Fame. He's not getting his jersey. Don't do this to me. But don't do this to me on a Friday. I love Nick Chubb. He was the best I ever saw in 38 years. The best I ever saw. Now you're going to make me out to be a villain here.
I'm not
don't
trying
do this to me. Joey, don't put this video up there. Don't you do this to me on a Friday. Don't do this to me on any day.
I'm surprised.
Why?
I think
Why should you be surprised?
Your fans are surprised. The people that
retire
every
his
morning,
jersey if you want to.
They get up and listen to your show. The hardworking people of Cleveland with literal hard hats and lunch pails. They are questioning right now how their idol is saying not to retire the number of their other idol.
I didn't say to not retire it. I just said it ain't happening. So no. What's the point of bringing it up?
Well,
you're just going to make yourself upset.
It would happen.
What?
We have talked so many things into existence on this station. If you, Ken Carmen, would just get behind it today, right now, on Anthony Lima's birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
It'd be what a present.
Fine.
Anthony, ask for
I'll
it
get
for your
behind
birthday.
it. I think he deserves to have his jersey retired. He's the best I've seen in 38 years. So, yeah, retire his jersey. I just know it's not going to happen.
You can't put that last part on there. You got to stop short.
You want the truth. I give you the truth.
You know people over there in Berea,
you want
right?
The truth.
At Lou Groza Boulevard?
I supply you the truth. The only one who's getting in from this generation is more than likely Derrick Henry. That's it. That's it. I hate it. His career was cut short because of the terrible injury.
Why would they retire Derrick Henry's number here? We're not asking them to put him in the Hall of Fame.
I'm just telling you about the Hall of Fame.
Number.
Because that's the only way he's getting in is if he's in the Hall of Fame. All right? Of current guys, Zeke Elliott is somehow ahead of him, and he ain't getting in the Hall of Fame. Saquon Barkley, I tell you what, he wins another Super Bowl, there's a possibility. But his team did win a Super Bowl, so there could be a possibility he's getting in, so I might have to walk that back. Sorry, they weren't a successful team. That's not his fault. They weren't a successful team, so you don't get in. It's the same thing that's going to happen with Joel Bitonio.
Oh, that's interesting. So what would have been success to you? Would it have been would it have had to win a Super Bowl or appear in a Super Bowl? And then you'd be okay signing off on retiring his number.
Well, no, I'm okay with retiring his number at any time you want to. But you got to, with the NFL, that's why they were so crazy. That's why you had the Joe Thomas snaps up there on the wall instead of the number. We all knew he was going to go to the Hall of Fame, but the NFL's crazy about that, and they don't want jerseys retired unless guys are actually in the Hall of Fame. And even then, they're very strenuous about it. Look at the guys who you would see with the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's lots of, I don't know if they have actually any jerseys, quote unquote, retired over there. I have to look it up a little bit because I don't really care that much about their jerseys retired, but I know that's always been a sticky wicket. Fans always want jerseys retired. The NFL, especially because it's still a bit of a stringent rule, and there's 53 guys on a roster.
There's only so many numbers.
Will
we have a running back ever as good as Nick Chubb? In our lifetime,
as good as Nick? Probably not.
Averaging over 5.5 most years.
I'd imagine
carry. No. And did it, by the way, during some really, really lean Browns years and some good years. He was a big part of that, obviously.
Like if he would have played on 2 Super Bowl teams or something like that. Okay. Like Terrell Davis played on 2 Super Bowl teams, right? 2, right?
They did not retire. I looked him up specifically because of how short.
And they haven't retired number 30?
They did not. They have Floyd Little's number retired. They do not have Terrell Davis. So it is
so
getting more
hard
stringent.
I think it's hell. I almost wonder if it's harder to get your jersey retired than it is to actually make the Hall of Fame. But I know one of the requirements for jersey retirements in so many ways, you're either A, trying to make a strong case for that guy to make the Hall of Fame.
What did you think about?
So a team has to line up behind that guy. So you can't, if the Browns are that adamant that he can make the Hall of Fame someday, then you can retire his jersey because that helps the argument of a guy making a Hall of Fame. Trust me, I know this. I'm from Canton, man.
What are we doing with Joe Thomas, who is in the Hall of Fame?
His jersey's retired.
Well, not only that, the what is the circle of, what do they call it? The Ring of Honor.
I thought you were talking about the thing of the circus with the motorcycles there for a second. I didn't know what you were doing.
Circle of death.
The Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah.
Does at least Nick Chubb get in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not stingy at all with the Ring of Honor.
No, I'm not stingy. What is Keith doing? Why are you guys all against me?
Well, now I got a video up.
Don't do this.
So the world can see that Ken Carman just doesn't think Nick Chubb has earned a jersey retirement.
Why did you do that? Why would you make that video? Why is he laughing about it?
Keith is laughing about it like a villain. Cartoon character villain. Keith just came in. Our boss is trying to make you look bad. It's great.
Come on.
Finally, we have somebody here who wants to make Ken look bad. It's great.
I told them not to make a video. Don't put that video up. I bet he left all the context out.
No, it's carefully
they
added
extra context.
All right.
I retweeted it just so people could determine whether or not they thought it was a big deal. Boy, it sucks. You're Nick Chubb. You already had to take a pay cut last year. You suffer all-time debilitating injury. And the last thing you would think is that guys like Ken Carman would have your back.
I hate you.
And then instead, he leaves town. He wishes everybody in Cleveland good luck. He wants Cleveland to win. And so how does he get that repaid?
Stop laughing. It ain't funny. He walks by laughing more.
You know what? I bet you Nick Chubb's, he's going to use this as motivation. Send this to Houston. Let them know.
Oh, you don't think they already have it? Landry Locker's down there.
Oh, to hell with him.
He's taking care of this.
Oh, now you're going to root against Nick Chubb.
No, I'm not rooting. Wow. No, I said to hell with him, meaning the people in Houston. I don't care about that. I don't care about those fans. They're not even real fans. Sick and tired of hearing about it. It's such a, oh, God. It's such a terrible, terrible sports town. I don't even want to hear it. See, what? You want me to? Now I'm getting nasty. Now I'm just in my shell here. Ain't a real sports town. This is a real sports town. Congratulations to him. I hope he does well. It ain't real down there. Don't even want to hear it.
Are they in the bottom 3 sports towns for you?
Hell yeah.
Well, you know what that means.
Tampa and Atlanta. However else you want to take it. Yeah, there you go.
Trying to sever ties with another former coworker.
Oh, yeah, right. Never mind.
Go have fun working in that crappy sports
Atlanta's
town.
fine. Take that out of there. Put Phoenix in there. Put Phoenix in there. Yeah, that Phoenix. Good God. What is your problem, you guys? How did this turn? This is the longest half hour I have left in a show in my life.
Well, get ready because we have 1992 Topps baseball cards to rip into. with Darren Ravel will be joining us live.
It's a big segment.
By the way, somebody tweeted Rob Vaughn on Twitter. He said, well, Ken, Christian McCaffrey, he agrees with me about Chubb and his jersey getting retired. The NFL, guys, it's not about...
don't get mad. Rob's with you.
Well, no, because he said Christian McCaffrey is going to the Hall of Fame. I'm like, I don't think Christian McCaffrey is going to make the Hall of Fame. I do think Derrick Henry is like the only guy. And I think Derrick Henry, and because Saquon Barkley won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, I think that they're going to put Saquon Barkley in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think your mic's on over there. I don't think that
three-time first-team All-Pro.
I don't know.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think it'll be. It's not that I don't think so at all. I'm filling the space there. I'm sorry because I'm just so distracted by this now. It's just this whole thing has gone off the rails here. When it comes to Dustin's wedding, let me say this. If he's out there, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm really sorry. I did not mean to upset you if that's the case. Now, I don't know if he's even mad. I have no idea. That's just what you guys all told me. You guys are probably already lying to me on that now.
I think there is one thing.
But if I made you mad, I really am publicly. I'm very, very sorry that I didn't answer. It wasn't intentional. Sometimes I look at my phone, I don't see it.
Man.
I didn't get back to you. I apologize. All right. I wish you and your future wife. I've met her. She's very nice. I wish you two a lifetime of happiness. You seem to be very happy. You look incredible. You've played terrific tennis since. I hope you guys are very happy together, and I mean that sincerely. I don't want you to be mad at me because I am mad at you, and I feel really, 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 honestly, terribly bad about that. I'm really sorry about that.
What is that?
I didn't mean to upset you.
By your right hand, what is that thing over there?
That's a phone.
Oh, that's the phone. Why don't you pick it up and maybe say everything you just said by dialing that phone number that you have in your phone?
What are you talking about?
Probably take care of this once and for all.
I'm in the middle of a show.
Yeah.
The other thing with Nick,
he blocked Ken's phone number.
The other thing with Nick, well, that's up to him.
Green bubbles or blue bubbles?
He wouldn't do that. Just send a text.
Another media member just hates my guts. They're dropping like flies. Like Martha on the Fly, which is these delicious sandwiches that Jim brought in. The other one,
you're retiring media members that like you.
The other one is fans should get what they want. If all the fans, can we wait 5 years until after he's retired? Can we just do that for a second? Do it like the Hall of Fame. Let Nick play down there. Let Nick play for the next year or 3 years or however long he's going to play. And if we still feel that way 5 years after he's done playing, fine. I go ahead and retire his jersey.
I don't think anybody said retire it today.
Well, I think that's what people online are trying to do. No, I don't say no. I said fine. Go. No, I'm not. That's not what I said at 9:00. Go right on ahead and retire his jersey if you want to. I just know they're not because the NFL gets in the way of that sort of thing. That's why Bernie's number isn't retired. Everybody loves Bernie too. They're not going to retire numbers like that.
Well, if Ken was
they don't do that
radio,
in the NFL.
Ken was doing radio 30 years ago, we would have gotten the same rant. Unfortunately, it's just Nick Chubb's turn to draw the ire of Ken Carman.
Well, he didn't draw my ire. I'm not ired with him. There's no ire.
You look very ired.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the
height of ire.
I wanted to talk about Cleveland being too successful at a certain thing to get a certain other thing, and now I can't do it because you guys have made me out to be the biggest,
running back
nastiest person ever. I'm not trying to be that way. Retire his jersey, please. But I just know it's not going to happen. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news.
But you can just
the NFL stops these things from happening.
You know, as somebody who is an optimist in life, and I see the best out of people. I think
you're the worst person ever.
I think this was an easy one. Just do it. It's Nick Chubb.
Someone call it a slam dunk.
Bad guy.
Think about all the players that come into Cleveland, don't care about putting on that uniform, don't care about the AFC North rivalries, don't care about Pittsburgh. They don't really care who the fans are, the dog pound. They don't get us. You know, they don't understand the lore of playing outside on the lakefront, old municipal to Cleveland Browns Stadium to what it is today. You know, imagine that you could signify what greatness in a Cleveland Browns jersey is all about by being able to look up and see that it's retired and the motivation that's going to be that it can happen here in Cleveland.
Please do.
And that's what Ken doesn't support here. It just surprises me.
No, I do support these things. I do. I just know that they're not going to do it.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, Never mind.
We have these 1992 Topps.
I'd have to dump it.
Topps
I'm just going to say
cards.
this.
We're going to be unboxing them.
So
coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right. Can I say what I wanted to say about the NHL in Atlanta, or is that not going to happen?
Yes, I was
in the
hoping
next
you'd
segment?
get it in.
I forget it. What the hell? It was really good stuff.
Ken's got people on his side. Retiring Nick Chubb's jersey would be Pete Cleveland. Dude accomplished nothing here.
Oh, my God.
So
come on.
Now they're not even a rushing title.
With you, Ken.
Does Ken have a burner account? My God. How did he tweet that out while staring at me? That's incredible.